Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Poems for Halloween, an introduction. Many of us remember that feeling from childhood when an adult or even our friends would tell us scary stories of things that go bump in the night. It was a time to scare and be scared, and no matter how terrifying the stories were, it was a good feeling punctuated by shivers and yelps and laughs. Halloween is now firmly established in the calendar as a favourite. Trick-or-treating is an excuse for kids everywhere to dress up in outlandish attire and collect vast quantities of sweets. Equally, adults everywhere are prone to switch off the lights and pretend to be out. In our collection, the poems show that words have been used to enthrall and suggest dark, mysterious forces beyond our control for quite some time. With authors of the ability of Keats, Poe, Byron and Shakespeare to nourish these primeval fears, the poems have an unsettling nature, as all bad things should. This collection of poems is read to you by Gisela Rowe and Gideon Wagner.
I'm gonna whisper now because Halloween is almost upon us. A time of witches, ghouls and hauntings and all kinds of scary things that come out the evening before All Saints' Day to wreak. I'm glad you're listening, so let us begin. The
Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe. In the greenest of our valleys, by good angels tenanted, once a fair and stately palace, radiant palace, reared its head. In the monarch Thought's dominion, it stood there, never seraph spread a pinion over fabric half so fair. Banners yellow, glorious, golden, on its roof did float and flow. All this was in the olden time, long ago. And every gentle air that dallied in that sweet day along the ramparts plumed and pallid, a winged odour went away. Wanderers in that happy valley through two luminous windows saw spirits moving musically to a lute's well-tuned law, round about a throne where sitting poor Phyrogene, in state his glory well befitting the ruler of the realm was seen. And all with pearl and ruby glowing was the fair palace door, through which came flowing, 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 and sparkling evermore, a troop of echoes whose sweet duty was but to sing, in voices of unsurpassed beauty, the wit and wisdom of their king. But evil things in robes of sorrow assailed the monarch's high estate. Let us mourn, for never morrow shall dawn upon him desolate. And round about his home the glory that blushed and bloomed is but a dim remembered story of the old time entombed. And travellers now within that valley through the red litten windows see vast forms that move fantastically to a discordant melody, while a ghastly rapid river through the pale door, a hideous throng rush out forever and laugh but smile no more.
The Vampiress by Lord Lytton. Found a corpse with glittering hair of a woman whose face, though dead, the white death in it had left still fair, too fair for an earthly bed. So I loosened each fold of her bright curls rolled, from forehead to foot in a rush of red gold, and kissed her lips till her lips were red, and warm and light on her eyelids white. I breathed and pressed unto mine her breast, till the blue eyes opened and the breast grew warm. And this woman, behold, arose up bold and lifelike, lifting a wilful arm, with steady feet from the winding sheet, stepped forth to a muttered charm. And now beside me, whatever betide me, this woman is night and day, for she cleaves to me so that wherever I go, she is with me the whole of the way. And her eyes are so bright in the dead of the night that they keep me awake with dread, while my life-blood pales in my veins and fails, because her red lips are so red that I fear 'tis my heart she must eat for her food, and it makes my whole flesh creep to think she is drinking and draining my blood, unawares if I chance to sleep. It were better for me ere I came nigh her, this corpse ere I looked upon her, had they burnt my body with penal fire with a sorcerer's dishonour. For when the devil has made his lair in the living eyes of a dear dead woman, to bind a man's strength by her golden hair and break his heart if his heart be human, is there any penance or any prayer that may save the sinner whose soul he tries to catch in the curse of the constant stare of those heartbreaking, bewildering eyes, comfortless, cavernous glowworms that glare from the gaping grave where a dead hope lies? It is more than the soul of a man may bear, for the misery worst of all miseries is desire eternally feeding despair, on the flesh or the blood that forever supplies life more than enough to keep fresh in repair, the death ever dying which yet never dies.
Ghosts in Love by Vachelle Lindsay. Tell me, where do ghosts in love find their bridal veils? If you and I were ghosts in love, we'd climb the cliffs of mystery above the sea of Wales. I'd trim your grey and streaming hair with veils of fantasy from the tree of memory. 'Tis there the ghosts that fall in love find their bridal veils.